Hi, my name is Isabella Nickel, and this is Educational Leadership, Module 1. My introduction of self, my personal demographics. So, this is my 6th year of teaching at Wichita Public Schools. Wichita Public Schools is the largest public school district in Kansas. I teach at a Title I school, and I am an ESOL language arts teacher. My pandemic challenge. I'm sure there's many for a lot of us. The last minute decisions of school board and learning models. So there were a few times that we thought the students would come back, and then last minute they would not. So actually, tomorrow will be the very first day that I have seen students in person in about 11 months. So learning how to teach students remotely has been a challenge. Technical difficulties for students and myself, like internet issues or the videos that are lagging, or just trying to troubleshoot those problems that students might have. Additional facts: I am bilingual, so I speak English and I can speak Spanish. I have traveled to 9 different countries in my life, and this year I'm graduating with my master's degree, so I'm very excited about that. All right, so taking a look at the mindsets. The 3 types of mindsets are all students can learn, teacher collaboration, and happiness and optimism. I agree with the research that it is important to have the mindset that all students can learn. As stated in the article, when the school leadership does not maintain this mindset, students can become apathetic when they are aware this mindset is not present. Teacher collaboration is also vital to a successful school culture. I think we found that out this year at my school especially. When collaboration is encouraged, teachers can utilize their strengths to improve instruction, systems, creativity of ideas, and identify solutions for issues that may arise. Happiness and optimism are also vital to a school culture because it encourages positivity. And when the school leaders are happy and optimistic, this influences the staff and the students. If the school leadership is the opposite, that can also affect the school culture and attitudes of staff and students. For the dispositions, the 5 types of dispositions are confidence, being a risk taker and decisive, having a sense of humor, being empathetically assertive, and a learner. And I agree with the research that is given on dispositions. In order to be a leader, you must be confident and willing to receive criticism from others on your methods. The ability to take risks and be decisive is also an important disposition because taking risks that can benefit is necessary, and more importantly, being decisive about the action being taken is equally as necessary. A sense of humor creates an ease of tension, builds a positive school culture, and encourages openness and honesty. A leader who is empathetically assertive recognizes the different facets of humans and how each person is different in their journey to changes. An excellent leader knows how to lead with empathy and encourage those who are moving towards the right direction while gently leading others in a style that best suits their needs. Lastly, being a lifelong learner is an important disposition. A growth mindset not only benefits the leader, but the entire school community. And the practices, there are 3 that were identified in the article. Focus and prioritizing, examining feedback and data, and emotional intelligence. And I also agree with this research that is given on the 3 practices. Prioritizing tasks and having the ability to recognize what needs dire attention is an important quality a leader must possess. Examining feedback and data allows a leader to insight on what the strengths of the school are and what can be improved upon. It is also important to collect meaningful data that will be useful for a specific purpose and that there will be action that follows. Emotional intelligence provides an environment that allows staff, students, and school community members to feel respected and empowered. A school leader's awareness in this area can greatly improve the school community. And the principles of ethical leadership. The 8 principles of ethical research are personal courage, public interest ahead of self, self-control, self-discipline, and integrity, task and employee-centeredness, recognizing talent, requiring high ethics from everyone, sensitivity and understanding, and inclusiveness. And I also agree with the research that has been provided. The mindsets, dispositions, and practices intersect with one another, is what I noticed from my notes as well as reading. For example, personal courage ties into the disposition of being a risk taker and decisive. When one has personal courage, then confidence is being displayed by that leader in their decisions. Considering public interest ahead of self shows that the leader is empathetically assertive. Self-control, self-discipline, and integrity provides a model of what is expected of others within the school community. The ability to have task and employee-centeredness shows that the leader is practicing focus and prioritizing what requires immediate attention versus other tasks that could be accomplished at a later time. Recognizing talent and utilizing that talent for collaboration can create a highly effective school. Requiring ethics from everyone is important, but more so, it is important to exemplify the expectation. Sensitivity and understanding, as well as inclusiveness, plays into the practice of emotional intelligence, and the utilization of all of these principles leads to the success of a school community. And my critique of self is that I have a lack of confidence at times in my abilities to be a risk taker and decisive. I tend to take a passive backseat to being a leader at school. I like to work behind the scenes, take little to no risks, and feel uncomfortable in the spotlight of large responsibility in a professional setting. And some of my future improvements of self could be that I could be more assertive and have the confidence to take risks. Once I decide to take a risk, it would be important to be decisive and confident within the decision that I have made. And instead of focusing on people pleasing, I could focus on what I believe the best decision would be for our school community. So for example, if let's say I'm in a meeting with teachers and we are trying to decide on how to deliver content, and there are some very outspoken teachers, it's very difficult for me to chime in with my own opinion. So that's just one example. How it helps the school community. So the improvements that I could make on my own leadership style would improve the school community because I would collaborate with other teachers and educational leaders on what I believe could improve the school. And instead of being quiet and following what others outspoken individuals have stated, I could participate in meaningful conversations and respectfully express my thoughts. And this could make collaboration more meaningful and provide insight and change. So my standard statement, the correlation to the standard NS number 2.1, I learned about mindsets, dispositions, practices, and principles of ethical leadership. I also applied these different concepts to myself as a leader when I was critiquing myself. Relevant, so this assignment is relevant to my growth as an educational leader and professional because it is important that I am aware of the research of successful practices so that I can apply these concepts as an educational leader. And reflection, this assignment will influence the decisions I make as a future school leader by keeping in mind the successful and research methods of carrying myself as a leader. I will also be mindful of the areas that I need to improve upon, such as confidence and being able to take risks. And these are my references, and thank you for listening.